Hey YouTube, it's Mrlubufu, and this is going to be part 1 into my entry to CMunster80's booster box giveaway. I'm doing all 3 parts as I can, and the second part's kind of small, so I'm kind of focusing on part 1 and part 3. For those of you who don't know, part 1 is an F&M analysis of what happened. Part 2 is your holiday stash, or what you got. And part 3 is to build a holiday themed deck. And so I just wanted to give a little bit of a preview. I went to F&M. I got a little PM from a subscriber, See You Fan Forever. Met him at the PTQ. You should check out. He sponsored a Pack Wars. So we did that, and he sent me a PM and saying, he was going to be there at one of the local card shops, and said, it's a two-headed giant sealed, which is a format I haven't done very much. He might have done it once before. And so I said, sure, that sounds like fun. And I show up, and he's there, and he had brought some other people who watch my videos. They were all really, really cool. No lies. So we got there. They were having standard for some people and two-headed giant for others. And so I loaned out my standard deck to one of them, since the tournament needed another player. So I loaned my deck out, and he went 2-2 with it, which is okay. Kind of wish the deck had done better, but I mean, it was a very aggro format, so I got my ass screwed, and that's the way it is. So what I did is I brought my camera and I filmed the opening of the packs, and roughly the general idea of how we deck built, like everything that we did on the spots there. And then I'm going to offer some post commentary after that, so I'm just going to splice that in here. It's a little bit on the long side, I think, but yeah. Let's cut to Friday night.
Okay, perfect, let's go. Yeah, looks like we're both on camera. Fantastic. Bad rare.
Never won bad rare.
Nothing. Now we got dead weight.
There's a couple good things in that pack.
Balefire Dragon.
There's your stock Freya.
Nothing much. We got Balefire Dragon.
The first could be pretty good.
It's not really an aggro format, but I mean, you never know. Mana Gargoyles. It's on Monk's good. We got Fiend Hunter too.
Silver and Lane Dagger.
Bonds of Faith, Geist Flame. That's a good pack.
There's a few good things.
Yeah. Foil. That's not supposed to land. Hellpack 2/2 and Hinterland Harbor.
Good top.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck to you too. Okay, I'll start separating out anything good.
Not pack.
Okay.
Or okay from that.
I'll start separating out by first good, then color.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
Our red is good, at least the red I've seen.
Yeah. See, I've got a couple Pitchburn Devils.
I got one left.
Yeah, changed it a little bit. I hope that means 15. You guess probably no.
Ooh, our red is so good. Okay, start separating out colors.
Yeah, see, that's why my changes.
There's another Pitchburn Devils.
So we got like 4 of them.
And Mirror Crusader, another Mirror Crusader. How many were you
This one looks like this one I got that's good.
Check out the card. I actually really like that.
Work with Banshee.
It's kind of really upset. Can do that.
Caravan Vigil might be useful.
Attacking getting every turn.
Okay, I'm gonna start separating out by color so we
That's
can.
what I got.
I'm hoping it's fast enough that I don't make a problem.
I don't have enough to make the mill work, so that kind of kind of secretly hoping you could make that work.
Middle seal. Might work.
Well, I mean, if you have enough memory, whatever the twist is, dream twist, it's actually insane.
Yep. Dream twist gets
And same with Ghoul Caller's Bell.
Here's what I got that's good from that.
Okay.
Go.
So our black is also pretty solid.
Good.
Okay.
Brainwave, what'd you consider that?
I would think about it. Like this, in Innistrad it's a lot slower, so I would play any counter spell. That's
Yeah, possession.
Yep, that's real.
Altars Read, possibly. Feral Ritual, maybe. As a filler. Tormented Pride.
No werewolves. No werewolves.
There's questions.
It's not going to be any turn.
Yeah. With 2 people, they'll never.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with our red.
Well, yeah. So we got 2 okay flips, but they'll never flip because they're.
Emissary.
I would just about wouldn't play Iron Smith.
Or Handwar Watch. Well, Handwar Watch keeps 3 for 1 5.
Maybe. Okay, so let's start with our red. So we've got a Veil Fire Dragon, which is an easy one.
I've got 3 Pitchburn Devils.
I got a 4th one.
So that seems pretty good.
That's insane. I got 8 Guys Flame.
Brimstone Valley. Rage Thrower.
Rage Thrower. So our red is very much like, I'll put a Trader's Blood in there too. We've got a filler of Fear of the Bitten, right, Double Curse. So there's our red. I think our red is our strongest color.
Probably.
Just by far. Okay. What would match well with this red?
Maybe black.
Let's see what we got in black.
I got a Victim of Fence name.
Tap Gideon.
I have
Cannibal from Northwell.
Victim, Banshee, and Deadweight.
I got Dual Fence name Victim.
Ooh, we got Butcher's Cleaver. That's pretty good.
Bitter Heart Witch? No, that's not good.
We don't have the curse.
First Stalked Prey, but
Stock Prey is it's so iffy with
it is. You gotta have aggro, and we don't have much aggro in the way of 5.
I mean, it's whenever it deals combat damage to, because it's combat damage to a player, right? So you only attack to the person across, so it's not a team.
That's not good.
Your tokens.
Okay, let's separate out green now.
That Gideon. I can't
I got
say
a
Gideon.
Boar.
Orchard Spirit, Boar, another Orchard Spirit, Vigil.
I got a Lemonade, 2 Prey Upon the
Doesn't matter what I
Spider
do.
Travel.
Oh, that's solid. I have a ton of spiders, but I don't want to play too many of them.
No, I
To be
wouldn't.
honest. So our green is pretty good, because double prey actually.
And a Boar and Somber Wall Spider Travel Prep for white, even.
Yeah, so let's see what's our white. We got a Mana
Green
Gargoyle.
in here.
Yeah. I think we might have green and red be the main colors. So for white, I've got Bonds, Fiend Hunter, Rebuke, Urgent Exorcism. Oh! Okay, so we're gonna do green-white.
Yeah, and we could probably do red-black too, if our blue's not.
I mean, do we have anything splashable in blue? Like, I don't.
There's nothing.
The
That's like splashable.
well,
Claustrophobia, not really.
we got a Hinterland Harbor, and we got the red-white one.
Yeah, and then we got a Crab, a Grasp, and a Moonhair.
Claustrophobia, insane.
It is, but we really don't.
Well, we want to play it. Let's see. So, and here, what have I got? I've got a Delver Drake.
I got a Delver and a Sensory Deprivation.
Delver is not that good.
Not with what we
Not
have.
just in
And
general.
Nevermore isn't good
No.
right now because we don't know what they have. But our white, we've got Blazing. We've got 2 of the green white.
Okay, let's start with green-white, since it's pretty obvious that that's one of the paths we want to take. I think red-black might be the other, Spashing Blue.
Gallows Warden because we've got all these and the spirits that come in with Geist Honor Monk.
Okay, so
Oh, actually, with all that spirit stuff, where was it? The Battleground guys could actually be pretty good.
Battleground Guys is good. It's a 3/3 fight by itself.
Yep.
Okay, and then we can have a Hinterland Harbor. I've got a Caravan Vigil in here too.
So I think we can almost go Bance because
You think we can?
almost, yeah.
Okay, let's see what we've got, and then we'll just work our way out. So let's start with this. Let's do convert mana cost. Let's see what we
Some
got.
mana cost. 2
Double Prey Upon. We'd play Mana Gargoyle
Yeah.
in one of these decks. 2,
5.
3. There's another 1.
3, 4. 4. This is good. 5.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay.
And then, so that's really playable.
Okay.
With the Vigil, and then even the Vigil helps with this.
Yeah, Vigil helps with that. Hinterland Harbor helps with that. Just what are
Not only that, but then we've got the Moon Heron as well with First Spirits.
I mean, if I'm playing any blue, it'd be Grasp and Geist before that.
Yeah.
Not Fortress Crab. And then the next card would be Moon Heron.
Yeah, so we've got 4 and 5, so
4 and 5. Okay.
And then
and wait, how could I forget? We've got a Bonds Evade,
Oh,
a
jeez.
Fiend Hunter,
Yeah, that
a
makes-
Rebuke, an Urgent Exorcism, which, again, there's one game, but I'm not sure about that one. I've heard we should play
we
that
got a
one.
Feeling of Dread as well.
I would play Urgent Exorcism over Feeling of
We
Dread.
got double Feeling of Dread.
That one's tempting.
Yeah, and then I added those. Did I have Ghostly Possession? No, I didn't.
I put my Ghostly Possession in there. Okay, but let's.
No, you didn't. It's right there. You got more whites.
Yeah, I got 2 self. Sorry, I wouldn't play Ghostly Possession.
Not with
Okay,
this.
so for this deck, we'd
And then even
go.
then, we've got the 2 equipment that are really good.
Yeah, those ones are insane. Well, let's see the humans we've got. We've got Captain 1, 2, Fiend Hunters 3, 4, Great on the Flyer, 5, 6. So we've got 6 humans. How many flyers? 2 Orchard Spirits,
We got
Gallows
Warrior.
Geist, 2 Voiceless Spirits.
Seems pretty good.
I think
We
that
can even get Moon Heron if need be.
if need be. Okay, well, it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I think we'll play Mana Gargoyle on the other deck.
Yeah.
We'll play Mana Gargoyle.
So we're at 27 so far, which means we could probably cut Feeling of Dread. Well, no, we've got a lot of aggro.
I would cut Somberwald Spider
Soon.
since we have enough flyers.
We do, but I mean, we could, the Somberwald seems like just a one-up as a good blocker. Because we did get rid of,
Yeah.
it seems for,
I get what you're saying. I mean, I'm kind of curious, like, if we remove our blue, if this is better. And,
well, blue would leave us at 25.
it's still too much.
I would say, yeah, we would probably get rid of blue, because they're good, but I mean, that's good on some, but we've already got one of them in our color.
I mean, I still kind of want to splash with Graphic Mantis, because it is insane. And I would take out a Feeling of Dread to replace.
Take out, we got an Unruly Mob, I don't think that's too good.
That's going to be gone too. Hamlet Captain can go as well.
I think Hamlet Captain,
Because
humans.
it's humans, right? So let's start cutting off some of our human stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
17 lands.
17.
Yeah.
I think, where's the, grass is, we could put in the Geist, go 16, and then we got
Hinterland Harbor,
and Vigil.
1 island or 2 islands? I want
Oh wait, where's the, we counted Butcher's Cleaver and Inlaid Dagger.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
That seems pretty good for
24.
24.
How many islands? 2 or 3?
I'd say 2, because we got a
2,
Hinterland,
2 because
that's-
Caravan, Vigil, and
And then we got the Blazing Torch for the other deck as well.
yes, if we have got another creature. If not, we'll swap it around. Okay.
So that seems good. Bam.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
So
pretty.
let's put this together
Okay, let's just stack all this up, and we'll get the lands for that in a sec.
after we get the other deck built
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
So now we go red-black.
Yeah. And
Oh, and we got a Shimmering Grotto even we can throw in this if need be.
I put the Shimmer Gutter in there.
Yeah.
So, Torch, 4, 1, 4, 2, 5, 2 victim spots,
And Deadweight.
and Deadweight. 6,
Possibly.
double 6, Brimstone, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, Balefire Dragons, 7, not 5. That's in camera, right? I really don't care. There's a glare. Okay. So this deck is certainly weaker.
Yeah, but I mean, then we've got, like, what do we have? I mean,
Here, I'll put a Market of Attrition in there, since that can be...
that's really good, actually.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I didn't miss an Interloper as well.
You know, really good.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Village Cannibals even, but
Yes.
yeah,
Because it's whenever a human dies, so
Yeah,
that
they
includes, there's 4 players. We've got 3 white right
we
there.
even got that.
Just double checking.
That one's iffy.
That's just in any case. Oh, stronger control if need be, but we have enough 5.
We've got enough 5. We've got quad pitch. No.
Nightbird's clutches.
Okay, so the goal of this deck then, that one's going to be a little bit more on the aggro side with the cleaver.
Yeah, with all this,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good to go aggro with that.
it's kind of like skies too.
Yeah.
So here, I mean, this is the removal. We've got those two, those two. That this is very good.
Yeah.
Those are essentially removal. Rage throwers are going to be great. Balefire and mana. Like, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23.
17 with the
17,
7 drop seems pretty good.
17 with the 7 drop seems pretty good. Let's see if we got any better quality stuff. Just in the colors, just in case. Just in case I might have missed something. Like, because I'm really hesitant on that curse. Like, I don't know. Because turn 2 cursed
And
with the skies.
With all that crap, that seems really good because all my guys will get the counter effect.
Yep. Double rage throw is going to be fun.
Infernal Punch is not good at all.
No.
Throw Rage Wolf because we're not really. I don't know, I mean, we could pump him possibly. Alters me. There's not enough to really sack him.
See how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Or
7, 8.
actually, what seems pretty good is,
So we just want to get to the late
or
game.
if you think, you can do Alter Sweep, give her a pitch for deal 3 damage, drop it.
Then more Corrupt Bench.
Which almost seems really good.
Okay. Darn, I really wanted the +1/+1 Hexproof or any counter spells. But such is the way it is. That card's actually good.
I don't see anything else in mind that's really
Making Wish is not that good. I think, let's see, I've got like Double Disciple, which is bad.
Yeah.
I've got Typhoid Rats.
Typhoid Rats you should put in because that's essentially early game.
Better than Diagraph Pool, though.
Yeah. Well, I had that in there just as a 2/2 blocker, even if.
But he comes into play tap, so if we're playing a 2/2, I'd rather play Walker.
Play Walker.
Much rather play Walker for it.
Because even though it's not really good.
Corpse Lunge?
Yeah. I don't think. I've got a Corpse Lunge as well, but I'm not sure if it'd be good. So let's see what my black
Exile creature from your graveyard. Oh wait, you got that one? Yeah.
Colors champ?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why? Get back Balefire Dragon, Pitchburn Devil.
Yep. Alter
This is
to be okay.
I would play a single Alter,
Which we've got basically.
which you put right here.
Just because of the showing picture.
Just because of this right here.
So let's see, set it up in a.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna rely on the other deck to get us to.
Oh, well, let's count this correctly just to be safe.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think we could almost cut Brain Weevil because it's just a 1/1.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then we need to cut one more. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25.
So we can cut Walking Horses so we got enough.
Yeah. How many creatures do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got plenty. So this deck wants to get to the high end. The other deck wants to take over in the early game.
Which would work out well. Because then we've got the early game basher and the late game.
Finisher.
Yeah.
Finisher.
Yep. Because
This is gonna be fun to play. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Which do you want to play?
I'll play this one.
You want to play that one?
I'll play aggro.
Okay. Then I'll play the more control-y. So let's work out the land situation too.
So there's the double.
How many creatures are in that deck?
Let's see. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
With the guy stopping up there to make more.
I'm trying to think whether or not Blazing Torch is better in that deck.
14 creatures and they're almost all early game. We could maybe take out a.
Draw 5 cards.
Well, I guess with all your late game, that's not.
Yeah, I'd definitely play Blazing Torch in yours because I don't have enough creatures in here. Okay, let's work out the land situation.
Good right card.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Attack Elspeth into Paradise.
Alright.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Play him here.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 17 lands. what do I want? I want black early, red later. 9-1? No, 9 and 8. 9 black.
I believe I'd say so 2 islands. And
Wait,
mine's...
hold up.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
I've got
2 islands?
I've got 10-9-2. I believe, yeah, 10-9-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, about.
Well, Shimmering Grotto Harbor, you gotta play 8 and Island.
In Island?
Because you got 8 Caravan Vigil, which plays the second.
Okay, so 2 of them.
Okay.
So 1 island. I'll set sleeves up. 1 island.
1 blue. What are the other ones?
This is, I believe, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 green.
You want 10 green?
No, sorry, that's 10.
And, no, tell me what of each man. Okay, hold up. Look at which are doubles, right? And see which ones we want to play in the early game.
I've only got 1 double.
And here we've got 2 doubles, but we definitely want to hit them. How many lands are we playing in this one?
This is 16.
16? Counting that one? Or counting?
I believe 16.
Okay, so we count.
Yeah, 16 lands.
Okay.
So I've got 14, so 1, so 13.
So
Then go,
13.
Then go 7, 6.
I think that's good. White, 6. I'll be back. Thank you guys for watching.
So that was roughly the deck building process. So we ended up with that green, white, splashing blue for Grasp of Phantoms and Moon Heron, with a Hinterland Harbor, Caravan Vigil, and an island to help the mana fixing. So it was green, white, splashing blue, and then we had our red black deck. We ended up going 2-1. It was only 3 rounds, which I was a little sad about. Unfortunately, round 1, partner got a little mana flooded, which was unfortunate since he was the green white deck that was supposed to come out early, and then the red black deck was just supposed to pump out Pitchburn Devils, because there were 4 of them, and every single game on turn 5 it would be Pitchburn Devils. Then the second round, so round 1 that happened, kind of unfortunate. They had a ton of combat tricks, and we just started out a little bit too far behind for our own good. And a Homicidal Brute equipped with a Inquisitor's Flail, and they had a Tapper, meant that they were swinging for 10, which was kind of brutal. So that put us really far behind, and we just couldn't recover. Round 2, we got there without too much trouble. He drew into a just insane hand, and I got a good one too, and eventually just ended up with, you know, a 6/6 Lumber Knot, and double Pitchburn Devils, because Pitchburn Devils is good. And so we got there. He, one of the people we played against, raged kind of hard. And then the last round, we got lucky that on their side they got mana flooded. One of them did, and even still they almost got there. It was really nerve-wracking. Eventually, a Rage Thrower, and a Typhoid Rat continuously beating in there just nipped them down far enough, and then they pulled an effective strategy of saying, "Oh, you top deck like a champ, that's awesome," and then they like alpha striked, and they thought, "Oh crap!" I thought we were dead. I thought they had rallied the peasants or something like that. Turns out they didn't. They drew land, and they were faking us the whole time. So that what happened. So yeah, we ended up 2-1. Opened up 2 packs, or each. He opened his at the store, and I have mine, which will be in part 2 of this video. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload part 1, part 2, part 3, and then I'll make one giant smushed together, really long video. It's probably going to be like 45 minutes long. I'm sorry for that. To put as a video response to CMunster80's competition. Again, I recommend you check him out. He's a cool guy all around, and he needs more subscribers. Anyway, so that was roughly the deck building process. I never did a few other quick little notes that I'm just going to talk about. never actually got to play the Giant Dragon. I drew it game 2, or match 2, sorry, there's one game each and 2-headed giant. And never did get the 7th mana, because we killed him before that. So I never played the Devils, never got to play the Mana Gargoyle. Also kind of sad. Let's see, what else? What else happened? I thought the decks were really good. We honestly could have gotten there. It's just kind of unfortunate that, you know, it happens. And the packs that we opened, yeah, that's part 2. I already mentioned that. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Cut to part 2 if you're watching the big long video. Hey YouTube, this is part number 2 for CMunster80's booster box giveaway, holiday giveaway. So this is talking about my holiday haul. I don't ask for magic cards for Christmas. I take this as my game and I play it myself. So I don't really get anything. I buy stuff for myself. And this year I spent a lot more on presents for the family, my girlfriend. So I eased up a little bit on buying myself cards. So I actually didn't buy myself any. But I still have a holiday haul in a sense. Those of you who've been watching my videos know that I received a fun little letter from Crux25565, and in that letter, I'm just gonna quickly flip through. Sign lands, slivers, cards are important, and he sent me this Chell Planeswalker card, along with 2 altar arts, Grizzled Outcast and Kralin Horde Wontons, yeah. The one that I thought was misprint. So I got those along with some other rares. I know there's a foil Civilized Scholar in here. And the other bit that I got for Holiday Haul was when I went to F&M. You'll see that in part 1, I haven't filled I haven't edited part 1 yet, but part 1 I went to a 2-headed giant sealed at our local card shop, or my local card shop. He actually drove up, and he gave me a few Sarah Angels that I guess I could show. He gave me that one and those 2. This one's from the Commander, which I did not actually have a Commander one yet. And there we go, I get an 11 and 12 one. So I count that as part of my holiday haul, and the last part of my holiday haul, I count the packs we won. We won 4 packs, we split them even. And yeah, so I'm going to actually go ahead and open these up, because this will be, in fact, my holiday haul. So, go ahead and open this up. We got Rampaging Werewolf in the back. So Forbidden Alchemy, the Elder Cathar, Kessig Wolf, Wooden Stake, that's Corpse Lunch, Night Terrors, Fortress Crab, Feeling of Dread, Spectral Flight, the Snake, Rotting Fence Snake. Uncommons are Lumbernut, Intangible Virtue, the Rakashare, and I already saw what the mythic was. That's not a mythic. I'm blind. Dearly Departed. Oh, right, because I was seeing. Well, we got Dearly Departed. I thought I saw yellow for a second there. Guess I'm hallucinating. Let's go ahead and open up the second pack. And we've got an Iron Fang as a flip card. Doesn't really matter. We've got Skeletal Grimace, Besterhide Boar, the Gruesome Deformity, Claustrophobia, Absence Pilgrim, Night Terrors. I got it right the second time. Fortress Crab, Spectre Fight. Oh, that's the same common run. No, it's not. Brain Weevil, Trepanation Blade, or uncommon Trepanation Blade, Burning Vengeance, Galazor in the rare, Divine Reckoning. Yeah. So that is, in fact, my holiday haul. On to part 3. Here we are with myself displaying the decks I built for CMunster80's holiday contest. I really am like the idea that he did of, displaying your holiday bash, making custom decks, and talk about your FNM experience. So I wanted to make some decks. So I made 3 of them. I made Holiday Bash, the original Christmas, and When the Weather Outside is Frightful. This is my 3rd take, so hopefully this time it works. Let's go ahead and look through Holiday Bash. Holiday Bash, I really wanted to stick together as many of the holidays as I could into one deck, and actually make it into a somewhat competitive deck. So to begin with, I have 4 Mishra's Factory and 4 Urza's Factory, representing Santa's workshops, because then you get to make little tutu assembly artifact workers, and they all come into play, and it's so cute, like little toy soldiers. We have 6 snow-covered forests, 6 snow-covered islands, representing, it's the holidays. Why just have normal forests and islands? Have them covered in snow. We also have 4 Simic growth chambers to represent, where you grow the Christmas trees, and in places where they don't exactly work. And we've got 4 Tree of Tales, because, well, that's exactly what the Christmas tree is for. It's a tree, and you tell stories, spend good family amount of time around it. So, it's really fitting that, in a Christmas deck you have to have or in a holiday deck you have a Christmas tree. And then since we've got Gifts Ungiven, again, I wanted to represent the spirit of the holidays here, and what better way to do that than talking about, giving out gifts. And Gifts Ungiven is kind of like, oh no, I need to send these out, and you put them in the mail at the last minute. For enchantments, we have 4 Helix Pinnacle. This one, me personally, I see it kind of like New Year's. You go through the whole year down for that pinnacle moment at the end, and right when you start the new year. And to be honest, the picture always reminds me of the ball dropping in New York. I have no idea why, but it's just a very big reminder. For artifacts, we have 2 Candles of Lang, representing some of the candles of Kwanzaa. Again, candles being an important symbol of the holiday. We've got Mishra's Bauble, being one of the holiday ornaments you put on your a Christmas ornament you put on a Christmas tree. For me personally, but Sensei's Divining Top, which is the closest thing I could find to a dreidel, which would be one of those useful things to talk about with Hanukkah. So this is the closest thing I could get to it. I mean, it's got symbols on the side. I don't want to be too bad, but it's pretty close. Then we've got the Candelabra of Tanos, representing the menorah for Hanukkah again. For sorcerers, we've got Raphael's Gift and Gift of the Gargantuan, representing, it's the holiday spirit. No matter what you celebrate, it's generally a time to give out some gifts. So what better way to do so than get one from Raphael's and from a giant beast? We've got 4 creatures, all of them mages of the Candelabra. Again, another representative of the Candelabra of Tanos. So the goal of this deck is to create a bazillion mana with Candelabra of Tanos and Simic Growth Chamber, and then winning with Helix Pinnacle. And Gifts Ungiven is a good way to get those cards back, and Raphael's Gift lets you get enchantment cards from your graveyards and put them into your hand. I actually had a ton of people rage because this deck is capable of some 2-turn kills, I think. Unless I'm misreading Candelabra of Tanos, but it's X untap X separate lands, so that with Simic Growth Chamber you have 1 floating, tap this for 1, you untap 1 land with Candelabra, and then you just keep doing that, and then you can just Helix Pinnacle for the win. So this was a lot of fun to play, and it's actually somewhat competitive, and it's got all the holidays smushed together in one. You've got Kwanzaa, Hanukkah with those, we've got Christmas with the Tree of Tales, and New Year's being Helix Pinnacle. New Year's is kind of a hard one to include. So my sideboard, I kind of made it, a little, since the deck itself didn't have that many Christmassy themes, I kind of make the sideboard more about Santa. So let's start with Arkham Sleigh being, representative of Santa's sleigh. You've got Grab the Reins for your reindeer, in this case, Gang of Elk and Hidden Stag. Kind of couldn't pick between them, so why not have both? And then you've got a Great Furnace, because when it's cold outside, you kind of want to get inside, get warm, and a furnace kind of reminds you of a fireplace. So this was my holiday deck. It's a lot of fun. It's actually very, very fun to play. And, so this was deck number 1. Let's go ahead and look at the second one. We've got the original Christmas. So what this is here, this is it kind of smushed my description. It didn't space it out as I wanted it to. But
let's look through it. So this is, what was in the original Christmas when Jesus was born? Well, there were shepherds in their flock. So we've got Gatstaff shepherd, and we've got Springjack shepherd. Their flock, Springjack shepherd can put white goats into play, but also we've got Springjack pasture, again, putting those goats in. We've got the 3 wise men that were there. In this case, I chose Baron, Master Wizard, because the Master Wizard is supposedly wise. We've got Angus McInry and Micaeus the Lunarch. There were 3 camels, so you can see that there are, in fact, 3 camels, 1 for each of the wise men. There was a frankincense, which the closest thing you can find was Samite Censer Bearer, because if you look at the art, you see they've got some incense and they're spreading it around. And then we've got gold and myrrh. So for gold, we've got, golden urn. That's a nice little thing. And then for myrrh, well, why not? I pronounce it mir, but some people pronounce it myrrh. So I thought that was pretty clever. Then there was a carpenter and his wife. So we've got village ironsmith, which I know he's not directly a carpenter, but if you read the flavor text on the flip side, it says each morning he repairs the front door, which means he must be pretty good with working with wood. So I figured he would be a good carpenter. His wife, we've got Mother of Runes, because she was in fact a mother, because their son, in this case they're represented with the Akrason Squire. Then we've got a heavenly messenger. In the original story was Gabriel. So here we've got Gabriel, Angel Fire, to represent that. We've got a host of angels, which would be either a decree of justice, which puts a whole ton of angels into play, or Luminarch Ascension. They both do a similar thing. Then there was an ox, represented by 4 wild ox, and an ass. I chose to use Fat Ass from Unhinged. Then there was an inn that they couldn't get into, so An Hawa Inn. And there was a major, and here's where it kind of got a little sketchy, because there really aren't any cards with major in it. So the closest thing I could find was Crib Swap, even though there directly were not any cribs. I know, I'm sorry, that's the best I could do. And then there was the guiding star, in this case, the North Star. So this is kind of the original Christmas. I actually did not build a sideboard for this one. I was going to put, like land tax to represent, taxing of people, but, this one I kind of had fun with it. No need to force a sideboard. This is just kind of like a bonus one. And then the last one I made was, it's called When the Weather Outside is Frightful. This one's all about, being snowy and winter, and it slows down the board because of the snow, and then you just win with cool things. So for lands, they're all snow themed. Like this whole deck is snow themed because it's the time of the year. So you've got a single boreal shelf. We've got 10 snow-covered islands and 10 snow-covered plains. We've got a single ice flow. Again, more snow. You'll notice that recurring theme. We've got an occasion store, which in this case was sort of like, you go out shopping, so kind of use the play on the word store, because here it's like store as in storage, but I want to say, store as in selling things. Then we've got a single glacial fortress as well. For instance, you've got a single holy day, because there is only one holy day here. We've got Winter's Chill. Again, you'll notice this winter sub-theme. This one's a good one at stalling attackers. Same with Frost Breath. For enchantments, you've got Cover of Winter. A great one at, being able to prevent damage, help you slow the game down because of all the snow. Same, Frozen Solid is sort of like a removal spell. You freeze things. Glacial Plating is actually legitimately insane, because, again, you're covering yourself in snow, and it actually is one of the win conditions of the deck. And same with Snowfall. You'll notice that there's a lot of cumulative upkeep with Glacial Plating and Cover of Winter and Snowfall itself. So what Snowfall does is it doubles all islands that produce mana. Same with snow-covered islands. So for creatures, we've got Wall of Frost. Again, more snow. And then the last 3 creatures are sort of like the beatdown, or the win conditions. You've got Blizzard Elemental. For those of you, it's a big 5/5 flyer, but for those of you who have ever been outside in a blizzard, you'll know it stings a lot, so I figured this would be a good representative of that. And then the last 2, we've got Frost Titan representing Old Man Winter. So he comes into play, taps your stuff, and, well, you really start to feel the cold. And last, we've got Geist of Saint Traft representing the Holy Spirit in this sort of sense, just with the angel as well. For the sideboard, it's all continued to be winter themed. We've got winter orbs, which are actually quite powerful with Vacation Store, since you get to actually get extra mana stored up. We've got Goblin Snowman, because what better thing to do in the snow than to make a snowman? We've got 2 Balduvian Frostwakers, more people that are playing in the snow. Great Furnace, again representing the sort of fireplace in order to get the mana fixing for the Goblin Snowman. And then we've got 4 Glaciers, which makes all mountains become plains. So anyone who isn't spending time outside, well, if you get to go and play in it with Glaciers. So I had a lot of fun building these decks. They're all for CMunster80's competition. And hopefully this recording set ends up well. I'll be showing the other parts to that later on. I'll be editing it. Thank you guys very much for watching.